Hey everyone, welcome back to the off-grid cabin. Katie and I got everything off of the walls, patched holes. You can see here, anywhere there were those big nails into the side from the framing. Patched all those, and I'm gonna go ahead and hit everything with a mold killing, mildew killing primer, and then we're going to do a wet proof paint to go all around the block building, and hopefully not have to deal with all the mold and mildew in the future, and then kind of live through the winter to see how it does. And probably in the spring, if things seem to still be getting wet, might do like a French drain around the outside of the foundation, because it does show, there's still some water, but we've tried to keep a fire going and it has definitely dried things out quite a bit in here. So yeah, that is my task for today. Katie's still working upstairs. She is going to put a bed frame together, as you'll see later in the video, and hopefully we'll be moving in pretty quick.
So I'm up here in our loft and just finishing cleaning up here so that we can finish moving in up here with the bed and our clothes and stuff. So just doing some basic surface cleaning and making it nice for us. This is just vinegar and water.
We're still cleaning and it started snowing. Really not ready for this. We still don't even have firewood. Well, it's the end of October and we had some snow today. It's been very cold, hovering in the 30s. The owner left a bunch of random piles of wood all around. This birch tree, it was all piled over here. Katie went through it. There's a lot of punky gross wood. Some of it you split and it turns into sawdust. There's a lot of carpenter ants or other kind of beetles, I'm not sure. But this stuff all seemed to be good, so I've started to cut some of it up so that we can have a fire inside and keep the cabin warm. But then there's all of this stuff to go through. Here you can kind of see these carpenter ant holes, or I don't know if they're beetles or what, but a lot of what's in here is just, you can just see piles of sawdust, holes, and punky wood. Really gross. So, but we're going to do our best to go through this, get all the decent firewood stacked somewhere that we can start utilizing it. And we're actually going to get a delivery of firewood, because currently there's no other way to heat this other than that wood stove.
So I'm about to try to set up our bed frame. We found a really minimalist, kind of simple design. It's queen size. We don't have a lot of space up here in this loft. So I'm gonna give it a go and we'll see how it looks up here. It's kind of heavy, so Matt has to help me bring it up. But I'm hoping it's really simple to put together. Well, so far it's very IKEA-esque. So it's got a little parts list, assembly instructions, one page, which bodes well. Let's see it. An E35. This is a slat cap, which is a shorter version of that. 1, 2. Now, kids, don't fall down the stairs. Here it is. It's not centered yet, don't worry. Sturdy. That went really well. One person, maybe an hour at the most. Only need a Phillips head screwdriver. Otherwise, everything else is in the packaging for you. Very easy instructions and went together super smooth. So 10 out of 10, recommend. This is by KD Frames, and there'll be a code in the description below if you want to check them out for yourself. I think we're going to be happy with this one.
Good morning. We have officially been at the cabin for 1 full week, and today we've run out of most of our electric storage in our Goal Zeros. So I'm gonna have to run the generator to top them up. Hasn't helped that we've been parked in a decent amount of shade with the van, and then the other Goal Zeros just sitting inside without solar panels, which we have some in storage, but we went to the storage unit this week and could not get them out because they're in the very far back. So we are going to make a full trip to the storage unit just to start getting stuff to start moving into the cabin. We have bed linens and cooking supplies, kitchen supplies, you name it. We have it all in storage, and basically just have what we had in the van currently. So I'm gonna get this generator up and running, fill it up with some gas, and hopefully top up the Goal Zero in the van. Currently it's at 39%, I think. Once that is getting close to full, or maybe when I run out of gas in the generator, I will run it back down the hill and start charging the one inside the house. Yeah, just a fact of living off grid. If you don't have the solar panels or other things, you need some way to power stuff. So I'm gonna run the generator. Well, just moved the generator from the van to the back to get the Goal Zero that we had inside charged up, and realized I don't have any firewood, so I'm going to chop some firewood up. It's just going to be one of those days where just getting random tasks done. So yeah, let's go chop some firewood. As some of you know, our little dog Frank here, he has a back issue called IVDD. It's a disc disorder where basically his discs kind of rupture, or have in the past. It could happen again. We're hopeful that it won't, but about a year, 2 years ago now, this month, he had a big rupture and was pretty much paralyzed in his back end. He could not walk or move his back legs. He had an emergency surgery and was able to walk again after a few months of rehab and stuff. And we basically are always kind of rehabbing him and doing strengthening with him. But to help in that process, we put this ramp in, as you maybe saw in our deck build video. He can make it up the stairs, but sometimes stairs are a little bit harder because he has to kind of like hop and jump. So I'm gonna put grip tape on the rest of these as well. We just didn't have enough. I bought a couple rolls that filled this up, this Gorilla Tread tape. But then we found this wider one online that Katie uses for boards for puppy fitness. Something maybe she'll talk about in a future video. But this stuff's a little bit wider and perfect fit for these larger boards. I was quite tired to hear that generator, so finally shut it off. Got all that grip tape on and got these boards for the rails. You can see those all right. They're about 3/4 by 1.25 inches, somewhere in there. I decided, because these are 96 inches, I'll make 4 24-inch pieces. And then I think I'll go down. I kind of watched Frank walk down the ramp to see where his first step is, and every single time it's about right here. So I'm going to go ahead and I made a little mark with my nail. I'm going to go ahead and put the first piece here, and then I'm going to do one every 10 inches. And because this is 96 inches, it should land, you know, fairly close to the bottom there. And hopefully that'll be enough grip for him to make it up and down that ramp. And then it's getting a little bit later in the day, so I think I'll probably call it a day here. I did realize that the only screws I have would pop through the bottom of these 2x8s. So I'm not going to use those. I'm going to have to pick up some smaller screws in town, or else me and Katie have some plans to run to Duluth to our storage unit, and I have a whole entire tote of screws there that I have that would be perfect for this, but they're still in storage. So basement is all painted. I used a wet-proof concrete paint to cover all the walls. There is some spots where a little bit of like gray, and it looks even worse on the camera than it does in person. But there's some spots that have gray shining through. I did one coat. It actually took 3 gallons of paint to do all of the walls because it soaks it in so much. And it's very, very thick because it's wet proof. It's like a really thick layer. The other thing we did is in all the eaves, or all the, I guess around the rim joist, there was fiberglass insulation up there previously. I went ahead and added some rock wool instead. It's R21, so should be a nice R value. I did not finish this side yet because after further inspection, this corner is where the carpenter ants came into the wall. So basically there is pressure treated pieces that went along the top of the wall, and then the cabin was not sitting on top of the concrete, but they put a foam gasket underneath, And they actually, there's like 4 or 5 different spots where I saw, you could see tunnels where they came through that foam gasket. So I'm gonna get a borate, I think it's called, treatment that I can spray basically on all the pieces of wood up there. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take a spray foam and fill in that gap. There is a local pest control company that specializes in both cluster flies, which we've been having a really difficult time getting rid of, and carpenter ants. So I might give them a call too, just to see if they have like packages that they come out every so often, or if there's something that they can do to just come out here once or twice to give us a treatment that, is safe for the dogs. That's the main thing. I don't want to be doing something that's, going to be too dangerous for the dogs, but some of the treatments that I found doing it inside and stuff, we won't really have to worry. Otherwise, I did go around the door. There was just fiberglass insulation shoved in the gap there. And so I did a pest, great stuff foam that was good for pests. Did the rock wool up above. And then all of the holes, I mean, this was a gap where you could actually get outside or see outside. So I don't doubt there was a chance that mice could have got in that crack, and the flies. This header, there was tons of flies under it when we first were clearing everything out last week. So hopefully covering all those gaps will help with, any of those pests coming in. But tonight's the night. We are going to be sleeping in the cabin, so yay, finally made it.
We are sleeping in the cabin for the first time, and I'm very excited. It's nice and cozy up here. Hopefully the fire stays for most of the night, and Matt doesn't have to get up too many times to go stoke the fire, but being up in the loft, I think having the heat rise will be good. So first night in the cabin, yeah, we're excited. And I think we're going to end the video here. So I don't remember all of the things to say at the end, but like and subscribe, hit the bell to be notified when we put out new videos. And new videos coming every Saturday. Bye, friends.